Hi everyone, good afternoon. Come and join me as I do a Cathay Pacific run flying from Manila to Hong Kong then onwards to Taipei. In this trip, I'll be reviewing different Cathay Pacific aircrafts including the regional Boeing 777-300, the long-haul 777-300ER and the Airbus A350-900. This trip means a lot to me. I wanted some time to gather myself and really think about my purpose both in my work and in my life. Today, I'll be flying to Hong Kong on Cathay Pacific Flight CX918 operated by a regional Boeing 777-300 with registration BHNN. Flight time is approximately 2 hours and 15 minutes. Check-in was fast and smooth. I really like how Cathay's check-in officers treat their guests. It feels very premium. Their professionalism and respect are truly top-notch. While waiting at the gate, I noticed something interesting. A Gulf Air Boeing 787-9 flying to Dammam instead of Bahrain. I believe this routing change is due to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Soon after, our aircraft arrived from Hong Kong. This being my first time flying Cathay Pacific, there were a lot of things going through in my mind. The cabin, the service, and what feels like to fly with Hong Kong's flag carrier. Finally, it's boarding time. I'm seated in 72H, right at the very back of the aircraft. So, my boarding group was called early. Boarding with Cathay Pacific is very organized. Passengers don't crowd at the gate and actually follow their assigned groups. Let's see if this stays consistent across the next 4 flights. And of course, before entering the aircraft, tradition first, we tap the aircraft door. Inside, I'm welcomed by a 343 economy configuration. At that seat, you'll find a personal in-flight entertainment screen, a device holder with a cup holder, a double fold tray table, headphones, in-flight magazines, and safety card, plus a small extra pocket for personal items. The seat also features a movable headrest, adjustable up and down with foldable sides. I wasn't able to document the takeoff since I'm seated on the aisle. I booked this flight just a few hours before departure, and the flight was already full, no window seats available. My favorite part, the meal. We're served pork stew with rice. And Cathay even provides steel cutlery, which is always a nice touch. The lavatory was standard but clean. I mainly used the IFE to monitor where we were during the flight. The screen was responsive and had a good selection of movies. Soon, we arrive in Hong Kong. I immediately looked for the sky deck, which I'll talk about more in the next video. Dinner was at McDonald's. I spent the night at the airport since I had a 17-hour layover. Hong Kong International Airport is very sleep-friendly, with lots of places to lie down and lounge chairs. Honestly, even sleeping on the floor was comfortable. Good thing I brought my capybara pillow. The next morning, I watched the sunrise at the sky deck. I specifically chose this long layover so I could watch the aircraft passing directly under the deck. Hong Kong Airport is truly a part of the itinerary itself. Now at gate 29, here's my next aircraft to Taipei. Operating as CX422 on a Boeing 777-300ER. While waiting, I witnessed the arrival of Cathay's special 80th anniversary Lettuce livery aircraft from Zurich, which would later operate the flight to Munich. By the way, a friend of mine arrived from Mumbai around this time. We planned to meet, but I had to board soon. Once again, boarding was organized. This is already the second time, and I am really feeling the consistency across the stations. Tradition check, tap before entering the aircraft. So, welcome aboard Cathay's Boeing 777-300ER registration BKQO. I'm seated in 63 kilo. The meal offering was mushroom congee and chow mein. We're definitely carbo loading for this short hop. The cabin layout and amenities are similar to the regional 777 with a 10 abreast economy seating. I think the difference only is in the business class. After 1 hour and 25 minutes, we started our approach into Taipei Taoyuan Airport. As always, the main purpose of the IFE for me is to watch the map, the views, and the landing. 2 out of 4 flights completed, and I can already see Cathay Pacific's service consistency. The cabin crew are very fast and efficient, making sure service is completed as quickly as possible for short flights. Interestingly, I had another friend waiting in Taipei. His aircraft, a Cebu Pacific A330-900, was heading back to Manila. Unfortunately, he was already boarding when my aircraft arrived. Finally, I'm back in Taiwan for the 5th time, my favorite country. I then proceeded with my itinerary, which I'll share in upcoming videos. Now, we're back at Taoyuan Airport for my return flight to Hong Kong. My assigned aircraft, a very sleek Airbus A350-900 registration BLRO, has just arrived. I arrived at the airport exactly 2 hours before departure. I was confident I'd make the flight since I had no checked baggage, and security and immigration in Taipei are very efficient. Again, followed Cathay's usual style, efficient, calm, and hassle-free, just like in Manila and Hong Kong. After my usual tap, I'm seated in 70K near the back. I've grown to love sitting at the back when I don't have a tight connection. The A350 economy cabin features 9 abreast seating. The screen feels wider than on the 777, and you get the usual device holder, cup holder, dual fold tray, magazine, safety card, and headphones. I enjoy watching the cabin crew during the boarding. There's a shared rhythm and professionalism in how they move, and I find that amazing. After the safety briefing, we pushed back for Hong Kong. Cruising along, I watched Wicked for Good fast forward since the flight was short. The meal was chicken with vegetables and rice, which I really enjoyed. The A350 lavatory feels almost like a vanity area with accent lighting and a full body mirror. Great for selfies. On landing, we had a view of Lantau Island and the cargo ships below. After clearing the immigration, I completed my Hong Kong itinerary, which I'll share again in the future video. Massive airport complex never gets boring. Back to the airport. I will spend the night here for the early morning flight tomorrow, 7:20 a.m. to Manila. This is technically my 3rd time in Hong Kong. Spent another night at the airport, and the next morning, it was my time fly back to Manila on another regional Boeing 777-300 registration number BHNP. The flight was completely full. On this 4th and final boarding, I can confidently say that Cathay Pacific's boarding process is consistent across all stations, organized and chill. There were some issues with the overhead bins because of the large amount of carry-on luggage. The cabin crew mentioned that this is common on Manila flights, and of course, we Filipinos love our pasalubong. One final tap, and I'm seated near the engines at 45 kilo. Breakfast was served, dumplings with noodles. I slept through most of the flight, and just like that, we're back in Manila. So, after 4 flights with Cathay Pacific and on the Boeing 777-300-300ER and Airbus A350-900, here's my honest take. Cathay Pacific may not be the flashiest airline out there right now, but what really stands out is their consistency. From Manila, Hong Kong to Taipei, everything felt calm, organized, and professional. Boarding was smooth every single time. And the cabin crew were fast, efficient, and very polished, especially on short flights. The food in economy was consistently good. The cabins were clean and comfortable, and the A350 in particular felt modern, quiet, and relaxing. Overall, flying Cathay feels stress-free. Nothing feels rushed, nothing feels chaotic, the whole experience just flows. One thing I can't fully commend though is the overhead bin design on the Boeing 777s. While they are ergonomically designed and can hold a lot, I noticed that the cabin crew sometimes struggle to close them when they're completely full. So, if you see that a bin is already packed, maybe let's help the cabin crew by not forcing more bags in or even helping gently to close the bin if allowed, just to give them a little care. I also noticed it was interesting how airlines like EVA Air use a buddy system where two crew members assist each other when closing overhead bins. That might be something worth considering. That said, this doesn't take away from the overall experience. If you value reliability, good service, and a calm flying atmosphere, Cathay Pacific is definitely an airline I'd recommend. And yes, I would happily fly with them again. If you enjoyed this flight and travel experience, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more flights, aircraft reviews, and travel adventures. See you on the next journey.